we're gonna make some pie dough. We have a couple of things that we're gonna be doing down the road. We're gonna be making apple pies, and we're gonna do galettes and quiche and all kinds of things. So I have a very simple, basic pie dough recipe. If you have one or your family has one that you prefer, you're welcome to use that. If you are one of those families that just buys the pre-made one from the store, that's cool too, whatever. But I'm gonna make a scratch one. I have here 1 1/3 cup of flour, and then I have a 1/2 cup of shortening, and this has been in the fridge so it's nice and cold. Some salt, and some ice cold water. Now for the shortening, you can substitute butter, and you're just gonna get a different texture. The shortening is gonna give us a nice flaky crust, but the butter, on the other hand, I feel like it has a better flavor. So you could also like mix it, so do 1/2 shortening, 1/2 butter, and just have a nice little blend. So we have our flour. We're gonna add just a little bit of salt to that, and then if you have a pastry blender, you're welcome to use that. If you don't, you can use a couple of knives or a fork and just cut this in. Get our shortening in. I'm going to save this, and then I have my pastry blender here, and I'm just going to cut this shortening. We're just going to cut this in until it looks like smaller than the size of peas, or like maybe like breadcrumb. We got our shortening cut in here, and then I'm going to take my ice cold water, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this at a time until this all kind of comes together. And I'm just going to use like a spoon. I'm just kind of fold this together and kind of mash it about so it all comes together and forms a dough. Okay. The reason that ice cold water is because you don't want to melt your fat or your shortening or butter. Okay, so the colder you keep it, the better texture you're going to get on this later on. So it's starting to actually come together. I think one more spoonful, and I'm just kind of sneaking up on it with the liquid, right? You can always add more, but you can never take it away, right? Probably. Okay, so once this starts kind of coming off the sides, I'm pretty happy with this here. We will, I don't really want to knead this a whole lot because I don't want to build up a ton of gluten. I'm going to get it on my board here. And we can actually just form this. Pick up all my loose ends here. I have a nice little dough ball. Just smash this together. Okay, and then we're going to put this in the fridge and let this chill out for a couple of hours. And then later on tonight, I'm going to come back and make a quiche. So get this wrapped up. Got a little pie pastry here. This is ready to go. All right, so that's really easy. My oven just beat, which means it's ready, so I need to get it in gear. We're making quiche today. Few ingredients, just a quick rundown of ingredients. We've got obviously egg and some cream. You can use milk either way. I have some broccoli and some ham, salt, pepper, cheddar cheese. And then the one issue that I ran into is I cannot find my pie plate. So I don't know if I took that to school and used it, or if a kid took it around the house and has got something stored in it. But I do have this tart plate, so we're just gonna make our quiche in this tart plate, and I guess we're just gonna have a healthy Saturday wedge of quiche. So we'll get rolling. What I got to start with is my broccoli, and I'm just gonna break this down. I just want the florets, so I'm gonna get rid of the stem, and then I'll just keep these little pieces here. So I may not need all of this either. This is a bit, quite a bit of broccoli, but I'll just get this all broken down. Again, we just want the florets. I have my station cleared out. I got my burner here heating up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna saute my broccoli real quickly, just to drive out any extra moisture. And the reason why, if you're doing like fresh vegetables, you don't want to bake those raw in your quiche because they'll release a bit of moisture, and it can make your quiche and your crust wet, and maybe the crust a little bit soggy. So we're going to give this just a quick saute, just to drive out some of the extra moisture. I have just a tiny bit of olive oil in here, and I'm just going to throw in my broccoli and make sure you hear that sizzle. That's how I know that it's right. So we'll just brighten this up, drive off a little bit of that extra moisture, soften these guys up for our quiche. And then, as I mentioned before, I'm going to use ham and cheddar, but you could substitute for bacon or chicken, any vegetable. You can do anything you want. You could just do a plain quiche, or you can do spinach or whatever. There's endless options and opportunities for you. So I'm just doing the broccoli cheddar and the ham because I have ham left over from Easter, and we've been working on it, and we're getting down to the last few slices here. We got that saute done. So with our ham, we're just gonna dice this into nice little bits here. I'm going probably, I don't know, 1/4 inch dice on this. And this was a spiral cut. And then we did the sweet glaze on it, so it's pretty good. Actually, it was really good. At least I think so. What does that matter? All right, so we're gonna get this into the tiny bowl challenge here. Let's see if we can mark. And one more. Hey, we got it. Almost. One jump ship. Okay. So we got our ham, we got our broccoli. Next is our... Welcome back. Here we go with eggs. We got 6 eggs in our quiche, and I've got a 1/2 cup of cream. Now you can use milk, but I feel like cream, well, I know cream has a higher fat content, and it's going to make this have a little bit of a richer feel to it. Different texture, more of a custard, okay? And then I got my eggs. We're just going to crack those in our dish here. We're going to add our cream to the mix, and then I'm going to grab just a fork. So we got those. And then thanks of pepper, a little bit of salt. These guys, and then we're going to get our pastry out. We're going to get this rolled out. I have got my eggs ready, all my fillings ready. So we're just going to start with our pastry dough and just start working from the middle out, and we're trying to get this as round as we can. Just take my rolling pin and roll this up. It's gotten kind of thin, and it's a bit larger than a pie pastry would be, so it's getting a little bit delicate. Okay. I'll take my pastry here. Not horrible. Get it in over here. I have to steal a little bit from this side. Put it over here and stretch this a little bit. All right. I'm going to do a little Frankenstein work here. So I'm going to grab my pastry or my paring knife. cut some of this dough off. Shh, don't tell anybody. Let's put it right here. Build up this side. Press it together, and then let's see. That's pretty good. A little bit right here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna do one other thing here. I'm gonna take this fork, and I'm gonna call what's called docking. And what I'm doing is just poking a few holes in the bottom of this, so that when I put this in the oven, if there's any air in here and it expands, it won't cause my pie to overflow and get all over the bottom of my oven. Okay, so we got our ham and our broccoli. We'll just spread that out there. The cheese is actually going to go right on top. So we'll get our egg custard in here. This. Okay, and as I mentioned, I got my oven already preheated to, this is a little bit larger. I'm going to throw just one more egg. I'm going to put this up. Just need a little bit more filling here, so just kind of working on the fly. Egg. Beep. Shot of milk. This is going to expand as well in the oven, but I don't want it to be so small in the bottom. Okay, so just beat this up. Okay, we'll get this over here. There we go. A bit better. And I'm going to spread this stuff out here just a little bit so that it's pretty uniform. All right, this is great. Okay, I'm gonna get this in the oven for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna turn the oven down, and then about 5 minutes before it's ready to come out, I'm gonna throw a little bit of cheese on top, and then when it's all said and done, then I'll bring it back and we'll check it out. All right, so I'm gonna get this in the oven. Stay well, stay safe. I'll see you soon.